Hello, this is Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer.
Welcome home.
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hey, it's Amy from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey Clubbers, it's Scott from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey, it's Kathleen from DVC Clubhouse.
Welcome aboard. It's Phil from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Debrief Podcast brought to you by DVC Clubhouse. This is Amy, and I'm joined by Scott, Kathleen, and Phil. Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome aboard, guys.
2 weeks in a row, all four of us together. We're making it a habit now.
Seems to be a rarity lately, but I'm told that in a couple of months, we might not have that option. I'll keep you guys in suspense.
So, just real quick, because I feel like last week's episode, Phil, you were talking about how in January you're going to be going and staying at the Grand Floridian, and then you said no. I thought you said May that you were.
Can someone tell me what she said, because she was broken on my side?
I heard half of it.
I
heard half.
I heard a little bit of it.
I am going in January. I think you pointed out that we're staying at the Grand Floridian, which is accurate, correct?
And then I said, and then you also have a trip planned for May, right?
We do have a trip planned for May. We're booked. I would very much like to alter that plan. We'll see what happens. I feel like Adam Sandler in The Wedding Singer. I have a jar on the top of my refrigerator that has money in it. It has some money. I would like to put in more money. That's where you come in. Yes, we have a trip planned. I would like to have more trip, better trip, more convenient trip, less Polynesian tower issues in my future, but we will be there in May.
And then Scott and Kathleen, other than Clubhouse Weekend, do you have any like pre-planned trips coming up?
Yeah. So what do we have? In October, just yesterday, I booked a night at Animal Kingdom Lodge for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
We always stay at Jumbo. So this time we're going to be staying at Kidani. So we'll give that a shot for my birthday, just one night. And then at the end of October, we'll be at the boardwalk for me to do the wine and dine.
Oh, right. And you're doing 2 races, right?
Doing the 5K and the 10K. Yes.
Woohoo!
I'll be walking after this. I got to start.
Got to start your training.
I'm trying.
So I was thinking earlier today, because I just feel like my trips, I've been on so many different, I was on the Disney cruise, and then I was at Disneyland so much. I can't even think of when I was last at Walt Disney World. And I was feeling like I'm like actually getting to the point where I'm kind of like starting to miss it, because sometimes like when I go so frequently, I just am like, meh, it's like that sense of urgency wears off. And so I am going to be going and staying for a night at Saratoga before we go on our cruise next week. So Emily and I are going to be staying at Saratoga for a night. And we did get a reservation to Beacon Barrel. So I'm excited about that. And then the following weekend is Clubhouse Weekend. But then after that, other than one night at Scott's favorite, Riverside, before another cruise, I have 2 nights in December. And then, and then I have a trip for Allie's 21st birthday in February. But I feel like my back half of the year with Disney World travel is so light, and I'm like really am starting to miss it. And I started to feel like a little sad that I am not going to be there for like I mean, yes, the Clubhouse Weekend trip is like a legitimate trip, but there's like an agenda for that.
Can I just point out for a second that you just listed 7 different visits to Walt Disney World over the next 3 months? And we're like, well, I'm not really going all that much. I'm only going twice this month, 4 times the month after, and then in December. But other than that, I'm starting to miss it.
I believe she called it light on the back half.
That is what I called it, and it's because, I'm going for a night here, a night there. They're not like
I
I'm not,
haven't
like,
been there
going on a
since
trip.
May, and I'm not going to January. You're like, I'm only staying 3 nights at a time every 4 weeks.
Did I say that? Was I there in May? I don't even remember when the last time I was there was.
I think July.
Oh,
We
right, I
went
went there
to
in July.
The first part of fixing a problem is identifying the problem, Amy.
Yes, yes. Well, but my point is that all of these things that I've been doing have been add-ons to cruises. I have not sat and, like, booked a trip where I'm going for, 5 or 6 nights, and I'm up making my advanced dining reservations and planning my park days and stuff like that. Like, I haven't done, like, a long, like, week that's just dedicated to Walt Disney World. And so, today I started thinking about that because I was feeling like I don't know, I think to be honest, part of it is, like, maybe dependency on the app. Like, I have nothing to do in the app. I was like, "I kinda miss my Disney experience. I'm not really doing much with it lately." Or like the DVC website, I'm like, I'm not booking any trips. Like, I'm used to going in and looking and figuring things out, and I haven't been doing that. So, maybe it's really I just miss the app.
It's funny you say that because when they changed all the planning and booking windows, the 180 days, the 30 days on FastPass, it drove me out of my mind because I have always said that at least 50% of my excitement and fun of a Disney vacation has been the planning process. And I know people complained about that, and I understand the spontaneity. But that 180-day window for dining, like, you were geared up for that, and you had planned 11 months out, and then you were waiting on that 30 days for fast passes, and you had to work all those in, and I have beautiful spreadsheets with all kinds of colors and categories and columns and rows, and now it's like, Lightning Lane multipass, check into the park and, maybe grab some dining reservations 30 days out, just drove me out of my mind because I felt like they were cheating me out of half my fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. There was like because it kind of allowed you to feel like you were doing your vacation in stages. And like stage 1 was booking it. Stage 2 was when your dining reservations would open 6 months before your trip. And now it's like where, you book it and then you don't do anything. If you book it 11 months, you book it and then you're not doing anything until 60 days before when you can, book your dining. So there is this like all this excitement that you've made your reservation and then just nothing until 60 days.
Yeah, just 10 months of sad trombone.
Yeah, Disney did successfully get us all dependent on their systems and
Don't
and
forget picking your magic band that you don't get anymore.
yeah, all of these things that were part of like the build up to the vacation. So yeah, so I mean maybe I'm just missing that because I really haven't
Yellow
been
luggage
I go
tags.
I go into the app and I'm like there's nothing for me to do in here right now and it feels like a little sad. So I started thinking about like, well, if I could go, which I can't because I'm out of points since I sold my beach club contract and only have a measly 75 Copper Creek points.
Let's just stop for a second. Yes, that is part of the problem. The other part of the problem is you have taken 82 weeks of vacation 2.5 days at a time for the last 10 months.
It's it's true. It is true. But I started dreaming about like if I could book a fall trip, what would that look like? And as we talked about last week, how we kind of have been, at least Kathleen and I have said it, that we've kind of been like gravitating towards Seven Seas Lagoon over Crescent Lake just because of the boardwalk being kind of a
meh.
ghost town during the day because there's nothing there. And even at night, there's not much. I started thinking, like, oh, I would really like to book a trip where I maybe even go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So, of course, I would have to stay over at Seven Seas Lagoon or at Wilderness Lodge. And and then it also started getting me excited for Lakeshore Lodge because I kind of feel like Lakeshore Lodge would be like kind of a cool resort to stay at during Halloween. because it's there, like, in the woods. You know, like, there's no Disney resort that actually feels, like, creepy, but I could see,
I don't
like,
know. I
Fort
got to give a
Wilderness
little
feeling.
nod to Riviera.
You think Riviera feels creepy?
Just the way it's kind of a cult-like following. Again, people go in there and they just kind of walk around together and drone about how amazing it is. And I don't know. It's got this strange feeling to it. So yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Well, I'm talking about the actual resort itself.
Oh, not the people? Okay, never mind.
Well, I mean, honestly, I guess Boardwalk could be considered a little creepy because it does have the nanny chairs. It does kind of have like a bygone era type of feel that people could find creepy. It definitely the creepy factor definitely went down when they took the clown away from the slide. But I mean, I still think that like you could argue a little bit that the boardwalk is a little creepy because it does kind of have a little bit of like the Shining feel to it. It's got long hallways. It's got that music playing. Bellevue Lounge kind of makes you think of that lounge in The Shining that he goes to speak to the ghost bartender. or
Yeah, I could see that.
But I feel like a resort like Lakeshore Lodge or maybe Wilderness Lodge. And not that like I'm into like the creepy vibe, but kind of just that like that a little bit of the Halloween vibe where it feels Halloweenish. And maybe that's just the part of me that's from the Northeast and like as the seasons start to change and like you could just kind of feel Halloween approaching and like the fall just totally kind of gets you into a certain mindset and vibe. I feel like Wilderness Lodge and then Lakeshore Lodge would be kind of a little bit of a creepy thing. And I wonder, do people go trick or treating at the cabins at Fort Wilderness? Because that could be really fun.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So I mean,
The last post I saw about the cabins was somebody offering to share their pre-cooked spaghetti that they made too much of. I'm not knocking on anyone's door over there. That's like the first 5 minutes of the first 48.
Oh,
I mean, I think they were just trying to be nice.
I can hear it now, the narrator's voice. As it turns out, something was lurking behind the door in the Disney wilderness.
As it turns out, it really was creepy.
I could go in someone's cabin and share their spaghetti.
So I'm thinking that like for the fall, I think that Wilderness Lodge or Lakeshore Lodge would be a good place to stay. I feel like Crescent Lake kind of, I mean, to me, Crescent Lake just feels like summer. It feels like spring and summer. So like, if I'm going to create like a specific vibe, like if I want to have like a fall Halloween type trip, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hey, look, I just want to give a shout out to Boardwalk for basically being an abandoned ghost town right now with half of the building shut down. So you've got to give it some points for that.
I mean, it's basically a spirit Halloween. So
It really is, actually.
yeah, it is. Where would you stay, Scott?
For a Halloween stay?
Yeah.
Like just a fall stay?
Yeah, I just put fall decorations up at home
I
this
don't know,
past
because
weekend.
I feel like the only park that really does anything, decorating wise is Magic Kingdom. So it kind of makes you want to go over towards those Seven Seas resorts. But fall's not just about like the Halloween decorations either, because it's different festivals going on at Epcot. So food and wine going on kind of makes me want to stay at Crescent Lake.
Yeah, but I don't think Beach Club or Boardwalk folly.
How do what's folly though?
Did you just make that word up?
folly?
It's not. It's Beach Club. Like everything is
Summer and hot.
summer and
I live
hot.
literally at the beach. We have fall here. Trust me.
I'm having trouble associating any resort with fall because Florida just doesn't have that season.
I know, and it's a little sad. Like I said, I put my decorations up this past weekend, and I have my candles burning, and everything smells fall, and I feel like I'm back in Ohio. And then I go outside, and it's 95 degrees.
It's like you can trick every sense you have. You can smell it, you can see it, and maybe you can taste it. But you go outside, and then it's like, bam!
But
nope, it's 100 degrees
no,
outside.
I can't. I would never stay at Boardwalk or Beach Club.
I mean, I guess the only one is the one that you guys were talking about, Fort Wilderness. They go all out. decorating and doing the trick or treating, and who else does that?
Yeah.
And that there's nothing more creepy than just taking a golf cart ride through the woods.
Yeah, my vote's Fort
True.
Wilderness.
We need to do that. We need to get a cabin for Halloween when they do trick or treating, and then everybody that shows up, we just have a small container of spaghetti that we give them.
You have to pretty much own there to get a cabin on Halloween.
SpaghettiOs, just hand him a can of Chef Boyardee.
But yeah, that's my answer. I don't think it gets any more holiday-ish and Halloweenish than the fort.
I think I could maybe make an argument for Saratoga Springs just because it's, allegedly themed after upstate New York. But and then you can walk over to Disney Springs and they have like some Halloween stuff going on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. they got
So
some
I mean
treats.
that could be so I mean that could be a runner up in case you couldn't get your first choice. But I think that Lakeshore Lodge or the cabins, like I think that would be a good place to stay.
Lakeshore Lodge, it's like I-beams right now. What are you going to do there? Maybe in the
I'm talking about in
future.
the future. Like I'm right in the future. I mean,
It's
right.
the
I'm not gonna
future.
be just pulling up
What
a
about
sleeping
Just
bag
copping a
and
squat inside the half-finished rooms with construction going on.
just see Amy sitting under an A-frame? What
with my
about Bay Lake?
with my free bowl of pasta that I got. Go get the
Your
free pasta
SpaghettiOs.
and sit in an empty construction zone.
I considered Bay Lake. It's currently sitting number 3 on my list. Let's hear your argument for it.
I didn't have one. It just seems to be rising on my list of places
Me
that I want to
too,
be.
and I don't know
Yeah,
where that
but
came from.
I don't.
We were just there a
I mean,
couple of days ago, and I said, wow, I really could see myself getting points here.
But it doesn't make me want to stay there during the fall. Nothing about it makes me want to stay.
Well, I was just saying maybe because it's close to Magic Kingdom, you could watch the Halloween fireworks.
I'd rather be in the park for that.
Okay, but I don't know. Where would you?
I told you, Fort Wilderness.
Oh, okay. I thought you
You
had a
know what was
different one.
cool? Remember during our first Clubhouse weekend, we were at one of the Cascade cabins at Copper Creek, and we were in a cabin where we had a view of the fireworks from the Halloween parade. That felt like a really awesome place to stay. I mean, it was. It was great. It was very rustic. It's like you're up against the water and the woods, like that, and then being able to see those fireworks from that cabin was pretty incredible. So if I could stay there and be guaranteed to get that cabin again, then that might be my first. And also if I had like 1,000,000 points to spend.
So I'm not necessarily sold on the Cascade Cabin, but that currently is sitting at my number 1 for a fall trip. I would take Wilderness Lodge.
Specifically the Cascade cabin or just Wilderness
No,
Lodge?
I would actually be good anywhere. I mean, if it were me, I'd go over to Boulder Ridge. We all know my love for Boulder Ridge. I like it so much better than Copper Creek or even the main building. I just think Boulder Ridge is perfect. Number 1, I don't want to be over at Crescent Lake. And it's not that I won't go to Epcot, and it's not that I won't enjoy Epcot. Because of Food and Wine, I think the entire Crescent Lake area is oversold, overbooked, and overblown. People are walking through there. It's crowded. You just got that whole like mad rush at the 11 and 7 month mark to try and get bookings there for anything to do with Food and Wine. And frankly, Food and Wine is arguably my least favorite Epcot festival now because I think it's just become a shell of its former self and it's so overrated. So I'm probably staying away from Crescent Lake. Beach Club and Yacht Club just don't speak fall to me, as much as I love Yacht Club. Boardwalk, I like Boardwalk, but again, everybody's going to be trying to get Boardwalk. It's going to be a mad rush for the points. You're going to be walking in and out of Epcot with the throngs of people and Instagrammers and influencers and everybody under the sun. I don't want to be there. I think that your theming in Magic Kingdom is phenomenal. Again, I want to see it, but I want to be really careful about the way the parties are going. The parties are very much like Christmas now, where if you try and set your heart on Magic Kingdom during the not so scary Halloween parties, you're going to go from being dead to crowded to people mobbed in. But I still want to be there to see the decorations and experience Magic Kingdom. I don't want to go over to Fort Wilderness for reasons that we don't need to get back into again, just not my thing. but I think Wilderness Lodge, I mean, let's analyze fall down in Florida. Scott and Kathleen just said it. You could have a couple of cool, crisp nights if you go late enough into the fall. And I think Boulder Ridge is perfect for that. Walking down those walkways, you've got Geyser Point over there. It's really beautiful. You get that kind of woodsy, out in the Midwest fall feel to it. I think that's great. You've got some temperature differential. So if you do Boulder Ridge and you get a view across Bay Lake, you've got that fog in the morning that tends to form on those cool mornings as it's coming up off the water. You can still see the fireworks either from there or from the boat or from easily going somewhere else. I think Boulder Ridge does it for me for the fall. Number two, I think Amy is very spot on with Saratoga. It does have that upstate New York feel. I think that it's comfortable enough most of the times to walk around that property. It's a big property. If you get the right room, you can walk back and forth to Disney Springs, which I think could be beautiful at night. There is some theming there. So Saratoga is going to be my fallback. And Bay
Don't
Lake,
forget about
just
the treehouse villas.
the treehouse. Yeah, see, I loved the treehouse villas with you guys, but I really, really enjoyed having that studio with Emily that was 200 yards from the walkway into Disney Springs. I think if we were going as a group, that would be awesome to go back over to the treehouse villas. We had a blast there. It was good times. You're tucked back in the woods with the right temperatures. It would be great. But if I were just going Emily and I, it would be walkway to Disney Springs all day long, and we would just enjoy everything there is to offer over there. So Saratoga in the fall as a couples trip, I think it would give Boulder Ridge a run for its money. Boulder Ridge still wins just because I love Boulder Ridge, but I would not mind Saratoga in the fall whatsoever if Emily and I went down. And we got to throw it in there as well. Food and Wine Classic last year, Swan and Dolphin, beautiful hotels, not technically Disney, but there's a lot to offer there. And if you were doing the Food and Wine Classic all day long right there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
we
with
were
that.
really fortunate. We were fortunate because when we did the Food and Wine Classic, the weather was nice too.
It was beautiful.
It was perfect.
So, Scott, did you give your pick?
I just said Fort Wilderness, and I think I don't know. I guess Wilderness Lodge would be up there for me, and Bay Lake. I just keep going back to Bay Lake. I don't know why, but I just want to stay there all the time.
Let's not talk about Bay Lake too much for the next 2 months. I don't want people trying to book the dates that I want to scam out for my 7-month window.
So, what
I
about
mean,
dining? If you were, if oh, go ahead, Kathleen.
I follow not all the Facebook groups, but a few Facebook groups for
I
Fort
follow all of
Wilderness.
them. 42 million of them. I follow them all.
A few of them for Fort Wilderness. They have so many activities there. Like they have scavenger hunts. They have they do the trick or treating, all the decorations. So I think that's,
Campfire.
yeah, camp. I mean, in my opinion, I think that would be the number one spot if you want to like in fall mode, because I know like early October is when the weather breaks and you can really feel the change.
Oh, you drive on to Fort Wilderness, you could feel the change. Trust me.
Mom
And
spaghetti.
I'm here for it. I love it.
So, if you were going, let's. It doesn't need to be a set amount of time, but just which restaurants would you be prioritizing for a fall themed trip?
Hmm.
The problem with fall down there is it could go one of two ways. You could be your early fall, which is late September, which is for us New Englanders like the heart of the summer kind of heat and humidity, or it could be super late fall where it's starting to get the slight chill in the air and you're starting to get comfortable. And I'm sorry, but dining is so dependent on weather that it could go either way. I do not want to be spilling nasty, smelly cheese sauce all over my shorts again when it's 95 degrees. But suddenly the heavy Italian meals seem a lot better when it's chilly out at night and you need something in your belly.
Yeah, I mean, in this fantasy version of this trip that I'm planning, it's the end. It's like around Halloween, around the wine and dine marathon weekend, like that time frame. I mean, and that's a time that I've gone a lot in the past because that's, Jersey week falls right after, typically like right after Halloween.
I'm
And
going to
so
Animal Kingdom. You said dining? I think I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom. I'm going to go to Boma. I'm going to get some nice soups and stews, some hearty corn chowder. I don't know. That's not.
That's a good choice.
That's not a bad call. You said Animal Kingdom, and I rolled my eyes, but you quickly turned me around.
And I'm going to spend 9 points for my studio because it's that time of the year.
I think it's 8 points.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think that all of the dining there kind of lends itself to fall because they have a lot of like those, like to your point, Scott, they have the chicken corn chowder, they have the butternut squash soup. But even if you go over to Sanaa, they have, for breakfast, they have the grain bowl, they have that at the Mara. There's just, I don't know, that just feels kind of like fall like food to me. Even like the different colors of in the food. Like when you think about even the bread service, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like kind of
Nothing screams
fall.
autumn like colorful foods. I think she's got foliage on the brain, but I could be wrong.
No, but I'm talking about the types of colors, like the oranges and like
The reds.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give you a package of like Reese's Pieces. It's browns and oranges. You'll feel right at home.
I'm talking about root vegetables.
Oh, I don't eat those. Give me the Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Scott, I mean that I think you're right. Animal Kingdom Lodge would definitely be a good fall dining. Definitely at least one of the restaurants over there. I think I love Wine Bar George, and I think that
Really?
although I go there, although I go there all the time.
It's either there or California Grill. She likes them in all seasons. It doesn't matter what month it is. Those are going to be your top two.
Well, that is not wrong, but there's something about Wine Bar George that kind of, for me, if I had to assign a season to it, like it does kind of feel like fall to me because it also has like a little bit of like that rustic feel with the wine barrel tables and I don't know, I just like red wine for me is like a fall. It's like I enjoy drinking red wine in the fall, so I kind of feel like that's the mac and cheese bites, like that's a yummy fall food.
I
Sounds
can't
good.
believe I'm going to say this, and I did not go there for years. We had a surprisingly good meal there in May. But is it October in Disney if you don't go to Liberty Tree?
I think that
Eh.
I I
It was
Eh.
surprisingly good. I was not looking forward to it. The kids wanted to do it. It was a really decent meal. I mean, I'm not going to put it up there with our favorites. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't gourmet, but I did not expect it to be what it was. It surprised me with how decent it was. And I just want to point out here, if you're talking about Fort Wilderness and good meals and something hearty, in Amy's words, rip Trails End.
mm, y yeah, well, I never went to Trails End when it was a buffet, so I can't speak to it. The only time I ever ate over there when Trails End was open was at the quick service when it was, I think, P&J's Southern.
Fried chicken, ribs, cornbread, meat carving station. Think of everything that's at Hoop-Dee-Doo, plus your typical buffet on top of that. That was a really good get full, walk through the campground, go see the horses, get on the boat when it's chilly out, and go kind of meal.
Well, I wanna go back to what you said about Liberty Tree Tavern, and honestly, I think that I ate there it might have been my first trip that I ever went to Disney, and I've never gone back, but I do think that's a fair pick because it's turkey, cranberry sauce, like, that's, Thanksgiving food, so it's like it feels like fall, and while Trails End might be closed, I think Whispering Canyon Cafe is definitely more of like a fall restaurant for me than other times of the year. So like I could see myself gravitating to, especially if I'm staying there, for my fall for my imaginary fall trip, it would make sense to eat at Whispering Canyon.
Whispering Canyon is dead to me. Did you hear the newest? They took French fries off the menu for the kids' meals, and the rumor is that too many people complained about hearing the yelling for ketchup, and they decided that if French fries were not on the menu, kids would want less ketchup.
Really?
True
I did
story.
not hear that. But
I
if
didn't hear
that is
that.
true, that is just bonkers. I mean, come on.
Wow.
I mean, what they could have done was just gotten rid of the ketchup of it all and just kept the fries on. But even that, I mean, that's not fun. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous to me.
News in the last, I think, week and a half. I heard it.
I think homecoming would be a good choice
Oh,
for
Ooh, good
that's a
fall.
good
call.
one. Yeah, good call there. I didn't think about that. Definitely. That sounds good
Yeah.
too now.
Oh yeah, chicken and donuts. Yeah.
Chicken and
Oh, I want that
dumplings.
now.
Yeah, the chicken and dumplings. Yum.
Mhm.
You know, I haven't eaten dinner yet. This is making me feel very hungry.
You and me both. You just said homecoming, and all of a sudden I was like, "Ooh, chicken and
Oh,
donuts."
and I know that this one is like maybe polarizing, but I think that Oktoberfest is fun for the holidays. It's fun in the fall. It's fun at Christmas time. Like I don't know. It's Oktoberfest. You got to get your giant stein of beer. Get your bratwurst.
I don't drink and I don't eat Wiener Schnitzel, so I'm out.
I have to give that restaurant another chance.
Do you
What,
like
beer garden?
glockenspiels?
I have never been there, and I don't ever feel the need to give that restaurant a chance.
You've never been to Beer Garden, and
No, I don't drink beer.
you're gonna
The menu does
glockenspiel
not
all over
sound
it.
that appetizing, and I'm not sitting at a communal table with people I don't know. Hard no on all of the above.
First of all, I've
Tiki-taki,
never sat
tiki-taki.
with strangers at. Oi, oi, oi!
Thank
I've
you.
never, I've never been seated with strangers at a beer garden ever. And you don't have to drink beer to go there. They have a lot of really good things on that menu that are not bratwurst
This is
or
my
other
unconvinced face. You can go for
assorted
me.
smoked meats. I mean, it is not a restaurant that I would go. This is one that is a very specific pick for me. This would be going for Oktoberfest, like during the actual real Oktoberfest, and going at the holidays because it's the only restaurant in all of Disney World that decorates for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And they play Christmas music. So
I think
there's a very specific reason that I would go there.
yeah, I could see that. I think another good one is Polite Pig.
I
Oh
like
yeah,
your
that would be a
barbecue.
good one.
They have all like the
Smoked turkey.
smoked meats and pulled pork, cornbread, mac and cheese.
And they have that apple cider whiskey sour, which would be a good fall cocktail.
Yeah.
Look at Phil's face. He's still contemplating going
I
to
would
beer
rather go to
garden.
Cosmic Rays in the fall.
And Polite Pig?
No, than Beer Garden. I'm still stuck on Beer
Oh,
Garden.
I was like, wait, you would rather go to Cosmic Rays than Polite Pig? I was like, we might need to do a whole episode on this to unpack this. All right. Well, before we, start going and analyzing every restaurant, is there any other aspect of a trip in fall that you think would be something that you would want to incorporate?
No, I mean, I think the crickets there are indicative of not just of fall, but of how we all travel. Right? We just picked our favorite resort and our favorite place to eat, and nothing else matters. Like, is anything more indicative of this crew of 4 people?
Right. I mean, maybe like if I was staying at Fort Wilderness, maybe like a carriage ride around Fort Wilderness would be fun. Because like, I think they do hay rides in the fall.
Oh,
Do
they
they?
do. Yeah, they do. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that might be a fun activity. And yeah, I mean, but beyond going to Food and Wine and Mickey's Not So Scary.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else that there is that they have.
I'm at a loss.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
there we go.
there we go. I mean, it's true though. Like, tell me where I'm staying and where I'm eating, and that is
Yeah.
the
The
extent
rest
of
will
what I
work
care
itself
about.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, does that wrap it?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as usual, we talked about our favorite resorts on any given day and our favorite place to eat. Not that it really matters about the season. We always go back to the same exact places. So, despite our repetitive nature, we thank you as always for listening. If you could head over to Apple Podcast, give us a like, a 5-star review. Oh, by the way, we got a comment today on Apple Podcast saying people in California think Florida is a different world. And I just want to say, as a New Englander, y'all are both different worlds. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Hold on. In fairness, I was not the one who said California Grill. Okay. I did say Wine Bar George, but I did not say California Grill this time.
Well, it's 101 episodes. There had to be one where you didn't mention it.
So, anyway, if you don't follow us on Facebook, please give us a follow at TVC Clubhouse. We're also on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And until next time, we'll DVC you real soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
And so our journey comes to an end.
Oh, no, please, can't we go back to page 1 and do it all over again?
Started this thing together, and that's how we'll finish it.
Because that, my friends, is where the magic lives.